Abdurrahman ibn Auf, may Allah bless you for what you have given. May Allah bless you for what you have kept for yourself. From the supplication of the Messenger, may Allah bless him and grant him peace. He was one of those first 8 who embraced the Islamic faith. He was one of the 10 who were promised paradise in their lifetime. He was also one of the 6 members of the council on the day of electing the caliph after Al-Faruq. He was among those who issued fatwas in Medina at a time when the Messenger of Allah, may Allah bless him and grant him peace, was among the Muslims. He was among the youth of Medina when the Messenger of Allah, may Allah bless him and grant him peace, was rallying the Muslims there. In the pre-Islamic era, his name was Abd Amr. When he embraced Islam, the noble Messenger of Allah named him Abdurrahman, servant of the Most Merciful. Such was Abdurrahman ibn Auf. May Allah be pleased with him and grant him rest. Abdurrahman ibn Auf embraced the Islamic faith before the noble Messenger of Allah entered the house of Al-Arqam, and 2 days after the most truthful, Abu Bakr accepted Islam. Like all the early Muslims, Abdurrahman endured severe trials. Yet like them, he remained steadfast and truthful in faith. Like many other Muslims, he migrated to Abyssinia to save his faith. When the Messenger of Allah and his companions were permitted by Allah to migrate to Medina, Abdurrahman was at the forefront of those who migrated for the sake of Allah and his Messenger. May Allah bless him and grant him peace. When the Messenger of Allah began the brotherhood pact between the emigrants and the helpers, he paired Abdurrahman with Sa'd ibn Rabi'a al-Ansari. Sa'd said to his brother, Abdurrahman ibn Auf, "O my brother, I am the wealthiest man in Medina, and I have 2 orchards. Also, I am married to 2 women. Choose whichever of the 2 orchards you like, and I will give it to you, and choose whichever of my wives pleases you so that I may divorce her, and you can marry her." Abdurrahman replied to his Ansari brother, "May Allah bless you, your family, and your wealth, but I would like you to show me where the market is." Sa'd showed Abdurrahman the market, and he began trading there, buying and selling goods, earning profits and saving. Very soon, Abdurrahman gathered the necessary funds for the dowry, got married, and then came to the Messenger of Allah, spreading the scent of perfume around him. "What is this?" exclaimed the Prophet in surprise. "I have gotten married," replied Abdurrahman. The Messenger of Allah asked, "And what dowry did you give your wife?" "I gave her a nawat of gold," replied Abdurrahman. "Then you must give a feast, even if it is with only 1 sheep, and may Allah bless you in your wealth," said the Messenger of Allah. After these words, said Abdurrahman, life rushed towards me of its own accord. It seemed to me that if I lifted any stone, I would find gold or silver beneath it. In the Battle of Badr, Abdurrahman ibn Auf fought heroically for the sake of Allah and killed the enemy of Allah, Umayr ibn Uthman ibn Ka'b at-Taymi. In the Battle of Uhud, Abdurrahman showed firmness when the warriors faltered and remained steadfast when the defeated began to retreat. When he emerged from the battle, his body bore over 20 wounds, some of which were so severe and deep that a hand could fit inside them. Alongside all these feats of jihad on the battlefield, the jihad of Abdurrahman ibn Auf through the sacrifice of his wealth was incomparable. One day, intending to equip an army for a military expedition, the Messenger of Allah addressed his companions, "Give your contributions, for I intend to send out a military expedition." Abdurrahman ibn Auf rushed home, quickly returned, and said, "O Messenger of Allah, I have 4,000 dirhams. I have lent 2,000 to my Lord, and left 2,000 for my family." Hearing this, the Messenger of Allah exclaimed, "May Allah bless you for what you have given. May Allah bless you for what you have kept for yourself." When the Messenger of Allah, may Allah bless him and grant him peace, decided to undertake the military campaign to Tabuk, which was the last campaign of his life, he was in great need, both in means and in men. The Byzantine army was very large, and Medina was struck that year by a severe drought. The troops faced a long and arduous journey, provisions were scarce, and the shortage of mounts was so acute that when a group of believers came to the Prophet with an urgent plea to take them on the campaign, He was forced to refuse them because they lacked mounts. With tears in their eyes and deeply saddened, these people departed, lamenting their inability to contribute to the cause. These people were called the Weepers, and the forces participating in the campaign were called the Army of Hardship. In such a situation, the Messenger of Allah commanded his companions to give charity for the sake of Allah, indicating that this good deed would be credited by Allah. All the Muslims rushed as one to answer the Prophet's call. May Allah bless him and grant him peace. Among the first donors was Abdurrahman ibn Auf, who contributed 200 ounces of gold. On this occasion, Umar ibn al-Khattab said to the Messenger of Allah, "What Abdurrahman does is a sin. He has left nothing for his family and relatives." The Messenger of Allah asked, "Have you left anything for your family, O Abdurrahman?" He replied, "Yes, I have left them something greater and better than what I have spent." "How much is that?" asked the Messenger of Allah. "It is all that Allah and His Messenger have promised of sustenance, goodness, and reward," replied Abdurrahman. The Muslim army set out on the campaign to Tabuk. In this campaign, Allah honored Abdurrahman ibn Auf with such an honor as no other Muslim received. One day, the time for prayer came, and the Messenger of Allah was not present. So Abdurrahman ibn Auf gathered the Muslims and, taking the place of the Imam, began to lead the communal prayer himself.
Allahu Akbar.
He had barely finished the first rak'ah when the Messenger of Allah joined the worshippers. Following the actions of Abdurrahman ibn Auf, he stood in the rows of the faithful and prayed behind him. Could there be anything more honorable and worthy than being the Imam for the leader of all people, and the Imam of the prophets, Muhammad ibn Abdullah, may Allah bless him and grant him peace? When the Messenger of Allah passed away, may Allah bless him and grant him peace, Abdurrahman ibn Auf became the defender of the interests of the mothers of the believers, the Prophet's wives, and their guardian. He attended to their needs, accompanied them on travels and pilgrimages, covering their howdahs with green canopies, and showing them various places of interest. This honor and trust from the mothers of the believers was a source of great pride for Abdurrahman ibn Auf. His generosity towards the Muslims and the mothers of the believers reached such a degree that he sold a piece of land he owned for 40,000 dinars and distributed all of that money among the people of the tribe of Zura, as well as the poor Muslims and emigrants. The money also reached all the Prophet's wives, and when the mother of the believers, Aisha, received her share, she exclaimed, "Who has sent this money?" When she was told it was Abdurrahman ibn Auf, Aisha said, "Indeed, the Messenger of Allah said, 'No one will show you compassion after me except the steadfast.'" The supplication of the Messenger of Allah to the Almighty to bestow blessings upon Abdurrahman ibn Auf and to keep him under his shelter accompanied him throughout his life. Abdurrahman became the wealthiest of the companions of the Messenger of Allah. His trade grew and multiplied, and the caravans belonging to Abdurrahman continuously left Medina and arrived there, bringing wheat, flour, oil, clothing, utensils, perfumes, and all necessities to its inhabitants. From Medina, Abdurrahman's caravans exported the surplus of the best products produced there. One day, a caravan of Abdurrahman ibn Auf arrived in Medina with 700 loaded animals. Yes, exactly. There were 700 loaded animals bringing food and other goods needed by the people. There were so many camels that when the caravan entered the territory of Medina, the ground of the city trembled beneath their hooves. Aisha exclaimed, "What is this shaking and noise?" She was told, "This is the caravan of Abdurrahman ibn Auf, with 700 camels carrying wheat, flour, and other provisions." Aisha, may Allah be pleased with her, exclaimed, "May Allah bless what He has bestowed upon him in this world, and may his reward be even greater in the hereafter. I heard the Messenger of Allah say, 'The reward for Abdurrahman ibn Auf will be that he will enter paradise.'" Even before the caravan's camels had knelt down on the ground, a messenger conveyed to Abdurrahman ibn Auf, the mother of the believers, words containing the glad tidings that he would enter paradise. As soon as this happy news reached his ears, he, overjoyed, rushed to Aisha and immediately asked her, "O mother of the believers, did you truly hear this from the Messenger of Allah himself?" Yes, she replied. Abdurrahman was overcome with joy and exclaimed, If only I could enter paradise standing. I solemnly testify, O mother of the believers, that this entire caravan, with all its cargo, packs, and loads, I donate for the sake of Allah. After this beautiful and radiant day when Abdurrahman ibn Auf received the good news that he was destined for paradise, his eagerness to spend wealth for the sake of Allah and to give charity intensified and grew. Abdurrahman began to make large donations, secretly and openly, to the right and left. First, he donated 40,000 silver dirhams and then 40,000 gold dinars. His next contribution was 200 ounces of gold. Furthermore, Abdurrahman provided 500 horses for a mujahid detachment and then another 1,500 mounts for another detachment. While on his deathbed, Abdurrahman ibn Auf freed a great number of his slaves. Alongside this, he bequeathed to each of the surviving participants of the Battle of Badr 400 gold dinars, and each of those 100 fighters received this sum. A large sum was also bequeathed to each of the mothers of the believers. The mother of the believers, Aisha, often remembered Abdurrahman with the prayer, May Allah give him to drink from Salsabil. And after all of this, what he left to his direct heirs constituted immense wealth. His inheritance included 1,000 camels, 100 horses, and 3,000 sheep. Each of Abdurrahman's 4 wives received her share of the inheritance, amounting to 80,000 dinars. There was so much gold and silver left behind that those dividing it among themselves grew tired of chopping the ingots with axes. All this wealth came to Abdurrahman because the messenger of Allah called upon the Almighty, asking for his blessings upon Abdurrahman's property. Yet these riches did not corrupt or change Abdurrahman ibn Auf. When people saw him among his slaves, in his outward appearance he was indistinguishable from them. One day, food was brought to Abdurrahman while he was fasting. He looked at it and then said, Mus'ab ibn Umayr perished, and he was better than me, yet we could find nothing for his shroud among his belongings except a piece of cloth which covered his head but left his feet exposed, or covered his feet but left his head exposed. And Allah has given us all these worldly bounties. Truly, I fear that our reward has been given to us in advance. Then he began to weep, so distressed that he lost all appetite for the food. Eternal bliss for Abdurrahman ibn Auf, and 1,000 great joys. The glad tidings of paradise were brought to him by the most truthful, Muhammad ibn Abdullah, may Allah bless him and grant him peace. Carrying Abdurrahman to his final resting place was borne by the Prophet's uncle, Sa'd ibn Abi Waqqas. The funeral prayer over him was led by Dhun Nurayn, Uthman ibn Affan, and he was seen off on his final journey by the commander of the faithful, Ali ibn Abi Talib, who said, You have attained and known the purity of this life, avoiding all falsehood. May Allah bestow His mercy upon you.